Well, we are talking all about paint and ink in this episode, and I bet you didn't know that glass etching is done with a kind of paint. It's cream, really. And Joe Rotella is here with some amazing glass that he has etched because his current crafty obsession is etching. Isn't that right? And you brought some beautiful stuff with you.
And upcycling, recycling, so you can take an old wine bottle, cut the bottom off. I etched it, cut some vinyl on an electronic cutter, etched it, and made a wind chime. And you know, it's got a good little sound in there. A bird feeder with 2 plates. I was afraid to drill through the glass. It's easy peasy. Just a drill bit and some water, no worries at all.
Super easy. And I wanted to talk about that collage element at the beginning because, again, this is about taking your scrapbooking items. How have you prepared it so it can be outside in the weather?
I used an acrylic medium, so it's 100% waterproof. It dries clear. It's going to do fine out in the weather, and it's a napkin actually on there.
Oh, that's so cool. And I love how you continually mix in your scrapbooking supplies with whatever crafting obsession you have, because I know you have another decorative wine bottle over here that has a little paper book on it, right?
It is, and it actually started with the paper book and then became Pixie in the bottle. So we cut the bottle, put the Pixie, and then lots of old jewelry we found, and keys and earrings, and her story is that she finds little sparkly things and hides them in her home.
So Joe, when you have something like, you know, you're scared of drilling through the plate, the glass plate, or you are gonna, you know, start some etching, how do you actually get into it? Are you just like a dive-in kind of crafter? Do you look at tutorials? Do you read books?
Oh, I get on the web. I search, I read blogs, I Google, I ask crafty friends on Facebook, and then you figure, what's the worst that can happen? I broke a $2 plate from a thrift store. So dive in and try it. Wear safety goggles.
That's always a good tip, especially with glass,
Absolutely.
right? So tell me, how long have you been crafting?
Oh, ever since I was little. My mom was a crafter. She crocheted and had a knitting machine and stuff. And then I became interested in paper crafting, I'd say 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just gotten crazy. And I love mixing in other stuff, especially practical stuff, thrift store finds, garage sales. It's all about how can I take something and transform it into something else.
You know, your home must be filled with amazing, beautiful things everywhere. You know, that's one of the reasons that I've heard a lot of people take their scrapbooks and start moving them off the pages because they want to show them off in their homes. Is that true for you?
Well, it's filled with those beautiful things, thank you, but it's also filled with supplies and garage sale finds. And I'm a craft hoarder. I have so much stuff, but I love it when you go to make a project, you're like, I have a little wood piece I could use, and I remember that little wood piece, and I remember the little Pixie, and so it's nice to have all that stuff around.
We all need our stuff. Joe, thank you so much for sharing about your crafty
Thank you.
life.